There's a double header of local racing action to look forward to on Saturday. In KZN, we're racing at Hollywoodbets, Scottsville, and on the Highveld, racing at Turffontein. Hello again from me, Rouvaun Smit. Good to have you with us as we look ahead to racing at Turffontein on Saturday, where there are 9 races on the card, the first of which gets underway at 12:20. Now, you know the story. If you are going to be taking your Hollywoodbet Punter Challenge entry, you need to be on 5 minutes before the off of the first with your selection. I do believe that this is a punter-friendly card, so there is every possibility to believe that somebody could pick all 9 winners on this program. You need to take the bet slip, because that puts you in line for the big jackpot prize if you were to be the one person to correctly pick all 9 winners on this card. Guaranteed you'll be an instant millionaire. Now, the first race on the card on Saturday is a maiden juvenile plate over 1100 meters. We have 8 runners carded to contest the first race. 6 of the 8 in this race are unraced, which means that the betting market would normally be your best guide, and unfortunately, at the time of recording, no anti-post betting available for Turffontein on Saturday, so we're going to have to go by the form book and what I think could possibly be the outcome of the first. I'm siding with Sean Terry and Ryan Munger because I think they'll take a power of beating with number 7, One Fine Winter. This horse really caught the eye on debut when it ran in the listed Tab Stormbird Stakes over 1,000 meters. Now, any horse that makes its debut in a feature race tells you that the Connections thinks very highly of that individual. And if we take her run into account, she was running on strongly to finish second. She was beaten just 0.3 lengths by the winner. Tells you that the way she was finishing off last time out will enjoy the step up in trip. She would have gained from that experience, and with any amount of natural improvement that is expected, she will take a power of beating. So I'm going with number 7, One Fine Winter, as my selection to win race number 1, and I'm going to toss in first timers for second, third, and fourth. For second, I'm going with the 225,000 Rand new Predator gelding, number 1 Master Predator. For third, number 3 Safe Travels. And for fourth, the 1.3 million Rand Water Winter filly, 8 Snow Queen. 7, 1, 3, 8 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 1. Second race on the card is a maiden juvenile plate over 1100 meters. 9 runners carded to contest race 2. 5 of the 9 in this race are first-timers. Once again, unfortunately, no anti-post betting to go on. I'm going with Sean Terry and Ryan Munger again, and I do think that they'll take home the first double on the card. I'm siding with number 8, Tina Lovelace. Now, this horse should have finished closer to the winner than 5th on debut when it finished 1.85 lengths behind the winner. That was in the listed Tab Stormbird Stakes, the one I referred to in race 1. So you'll see Sean Terry will have a line with Tina Lovelace and One Fine Winter. She took an awkward stride at the 100-meter mark, and I think that cost her finishing a lot closer to the winner. She would have gained from the experience. She now takes on maidens, and unless there is one of the first-timers that is catching pigeons back home, she will take a power of beating. I'm going 8, Tina Lovelace to win it, ahead of 5, Opera Fan, who also showed improvement last time out, and we can expect further improvement of her. For third, I'm going with 3, Frangipani, and for fourth, number 4, Hot Cocoa. 8, 5, 3, 4. Those are the numbers I'm going with in race number 2. Third race is the first leg of the place accumulator. It's a maiden plate over 1600 meters, where we have 8 runners carded to contest the third race on the card, and here I'm siding with number 2, Apache Chief. Apache Chief has been knocking on the door. I think he cost himself winning that last start when he hung over the final 500. But for that, I do think he would have been right there when they hit the wire. He produced 2 good seconds over this course and distance. He will be at peak fitness for this run, having his third run after rest. Gavin Larena retains the ride for the Brett and James Crawford training partnership. And if keeping in a straight line, I do think he will find himself in the number 1 box. Confident selection race 2, number 2 Apache Chief. From number 3 Sovereign Crown. Now, I would suggest just have a look at the declaration sheet on Saturday morning, because Sovereign Crown is carded to run on the 13th, and you need to actually just check to see how he ran, whether he is going to be running on Saturday or not. For third, I'm going with number 1, Cronus, and fourth, number 4, Blurred Vision. So the selection, race 3, 2, 3, 1 and 4. That takes us on to race 4, the first leg of the pick 6. It's a maiden plate for fillies over 1,600 metres. 11 runners are carded to contest race 4. You need to have your pick 6 on by 14:05. And here I thought there were a couple that put their hand up that we could possibly look at in winning this fourth race on the card. The likes of On a Jet Plane, 3 and Quenzi, 6 City Lights. But I had to make my selection, and in the end decided to go with number 8, Aurora Green. Now, she showed good improvement from first to second start, and you know that's the kind of horse that I normally like to go for. She was slow away, but she was staying on when second over 1,500 metres at the Val. I do think she will enjoy the step up in trip. She in all likelihood will be dropped out from the wide draw, but she will be running on strongly in the closing stages, and Muzieni, who knows her well, retains the ride for the Mike and Adam Azzi training partnership, and I'm going to side with her. 8 Aurora Green to win it, ahead of 2 On a Jet Plane, 3 in Quenzi, 6 City Lights. Moving on to race 5, it's a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,800 metres, and here we have 8 runners who will contest this race, and there are a couple of hard-knocking individuals. In fact, some familiar names make their appearance in this fifth race, the likes of One Purple Picture, who was second in the Grade 3 London News last time out, set the pace, but found Son of Raj better on the day. Now gets the blinkers, does Purple Picture. Number 4, Tamarisk Tree, I thought that was a hard-fought victory last time out. Is on song for a hat-trick, especially with just 50.5 kilos on the back. There's Too Hot to Ruby that also cannot be ignored. Made a return to form last time out when bouncing back to winning ways, and must have a chance if he repeats a run anywhere near that kind of performance. But on paper, number 3, Radicchio, does stand out. Radicchio is 7 kilos better off at the weights for a 2-length beating by number 1, Purple Picture, and to me, that should be more than enough for him to turn the tables. Felisandre Mzoli just needs to keep him on a straight course, and with him doing his best work late, I do think he should be the one we can side with. So I'm going 3 Radicchio to beat 1 Purple Picture, 4 Tamarisk Tree, 2 Hot to Ruby. On to race 6, it's a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,400. 7 runners carded to contest race 6, and here I think we've got one of the best bets on the card running, and that's number 1, Pomodora's Jet. Won his last 2 starts with ease. Set the pace when he won the listed Wolf Power last time out. That was over 1,600 metres. He found another gear close home, and he really won that with a ton in hand. The form line of that Wolf Power has been franked by the horse that finished 5th, called Truce, who has subsequently come out in 1. The cheek pieces seem to have done the trick with Pomodora's Jet, and I do think if one looks at the lineup, he'll be a hard horse to beat and should bring up the hat-trick. So 1 Pomodora's Jet to win race 6, ahead of 6 Night Bomber, 5 Ikigai, and 2 Gimme Another Chance. That takes us on to the feature race on the programme, race 7, the Grade 3 Sycamore Sprint over 1160, a big field of 16 runners to contest the 7th race on the programme, and I'm going to go with a horse that I'm a big fan of, and that's number 2, Almond Sea. Gavin Larena rides for Tony Peter. This horse has got solid feature race form. Got up late when winning the listed Betway Swallow Stakes last time out. She is also drawn towards the stand side in Stallgate 14, and I do think that will be to her advantage. She'll be up there from the get-go, and maybe very hard to peg back in the run to the wire. So I'm going 2 Almond Sea to win it. Her biggest danger, I think, is number 1, Elegant Ice, who's ideally course and distance suited. For third, number 4, Mia Moo, and for fourth, number 14, Calantha. 2, 1, 4, 14, the numbers in race number 7. Moving on to the 8th race on the programme, it's a merit-rated 103 handicap. This one for the girls over 1,400 metres. 9 runners will contest race 8 on the program. And I'm going with the class horse in this contest, and I'm keeping fingers crossed that she returns to winning ways. She does represent a bit of value. I'm referring to number 1, Mary's Green Light. Andrew Fortune rides for Mike and Matthew de Kock. She finished third over 1,600 metres. That was against the boys on this course last time out. The form line of that race has been franked. The horse that finished 7th in that race, one called Ikigai, who I'm going for a little bit earlier on to run into the money, has come out and franked that form line. 3 of her 5 career victories has come on this track, and I do think Back Against the Girls should give us a very good run for our money. So I'm going 1, Mary's Green Light to win it, ahead of 3, Explosive Bond, 2, Just Be Lekker, 5, Blue Horizon. 1, 3, 2, 5 are the numbers I'm going with in race 8, and that takes us to the lucky last, race 9, scheduled to be run at 16:55, a merit weight at 83 handicap for the girls, 1,400 metres the trip, 11 runners carded to run in race 9, and here I'm going with number 5, Roaming Spirit, as my first choice selection. Won the maiden easier than the winning margins suggest. I do think that this horse will take a power of beating because that form line has been franked by the horse that finished second that day called Messalina, who has subsequently come out and won. Gavilarina retains the ride for the Mike and Matthew de Kock training partnership. She does take on stronger, but I do think there is a lot of scope for further improvement, and she should give us a run for our money. So I'm going 5, Roaming Spirit to win the last, ahead of 3, Golden Moment, 7, Last Ginger, and 8, Princess Ilaria. 5, 3, 7, 8 the numbers in race 9, and that takes care of our preview for racing at Turffontein. Trust you'll have a good day's racing, that you'll find the winners. Till next time from me, Rouvaun, you take care. Cheers for now.